Imagine standing on a cliff more than 1,300 meters above the water. Now imagine that the water below you is also more than 1,300 meters deep. This incredible landscape wasn't carved by humans, not by earthquakes, and not even by rivers. It was carved by something much slower, something that moved only a few centimeters each day. Yet over millions of years, it completely transformed an entire country. So how did glaciers create Norway's breathtaking fjords? Let's find out. Welcome to Western Norway, home to more than 1,000 spectacular fjords, where towering mountains rise almost straight out of the sea. But what exactly is a fjord? A fjord is a long, narrow sea inlet with incredibly steep sides, created by glaciers and later flooded by the ocean. Here's the first clue. If you look at a river valley, it's shaped like the letter V. But fjords have a wide U shape. Why? Because rivers carve V-shaped valleys. Only glaciers have the power to carve valleys shaped like a giant U. And that's where our story begins. Around 2.5 million years ago, Earth entered a long period of repeated ice ages. Norway experienced around 40 major glacial periods. During the coldest times, ice sheets more than 1 kilometer thick covered nearly the entire country. Imagine mountains completely buried beneath solid ice. Although glaciers look frozen, they're actually slow-moving rivers of ice. Gravity pulled these enormous glaciers downhill toward the coast. As they moved, they dragged huge rocks, gravel, and sand beneath them. Think of a giant sheet of sandpaper slowly scraping across solid rock. One pass wouldn't do much, but over thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and finally millions of years, the rock began to disappear. This process slowly carved valleys deeper and wider with every ice age. And unlike rivers, glaciers could carve far below sea level. That made all the difference. Every new ice age repeated the same process. The glaciers advanced. They carved deeper into the landscape. Then the climate warmed. The glaciers melted, only for another ice age to arrive thousands of years later. Each cycle removed more rock than the one before. Over nearly 2 million years, small river valleys became enormous U-shaped troughs. Some reached depths of well over 1,000 meters. Near Sognefjord alone, scientists estimate that glaciers removed around 7,600 cubic kilometers of solid rock. But glaciers also left behind something surprising. Near the coast, the ice became thinner and spread out. Because it had less pressure, it carved less deeply. This created a shallow underwater ridge called a sill. That's why many fjords are actually shallower at their entrance than they are farther inland. It's the opposite of what most people expect. Then came the final chapter. Around 12,000 years ago, the last ice age began to end. Temperatures slowly increased. The glaciers melted. Around the world, sea levels began to rise. As the ice disappeared, the Atlantic Ocean slowly flooded the deep valleys the glaciers had carved. The valleys that had once been filled with ice became filled with seawater. And Norway's famous fjords were born. Even today, the story isn't completely over. Without the enormous weight of the glaciers pressing down, the land is still slowly rising. This process is called post-glacial rebound. It's happening so gradually that we can't notice it in daily life. But over centuries, it has changed Norway's coastline. So why does Norway have so many fjords? There are two main reasons. First, Norway is built from incredibly strong ancient rocks like granite and gneiss. These rocks are tough enough to support the dramatic cliffs we see today. Second, Norway's geography is almost perfect for glacier formation. High mountains sit close to the Atlantic Ocean, allowing glaciers to flow directly downhill for millions of years. The result is one of the world's most spectacular coastlines. Today, Norway has more than 1,000 named fjords. Some of the most famous, including Geirangerfjord and Nærøyfjord, are recognized as UNESCO World Heritage sites. Every fjord in Norway tells a story written over millions of years. A story of ice, rock, time, and the incredible forces that continue shaping our planet. The next time you see one of these breathtaking landscapes, remember, you're looking at a giant scar carved by ancient glaciers and filled by the sea. Nature spent millions of years creating this masterpiece. If you enjoyed this journey into Norway's incredible landscapes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Nordic Insider. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.